Google's own self-driving cars are hitting the road. The tech firm says its cars are the first ever prototype built from scratch for the sole purpose of self-driving. They'll be rolled out this summer after they receive the green light from the government.
Let us wait for the day that is nigh when we will enter our vehicles, kick back and relax while the computer does all the work. When even driving through crowded city streets is a breeze, navigating those sharp corners will be no issue. And not even the window washer standing at the busy intersection will cause us to cast a glance outside the windows away from our cocktail. And from above, the smiling visage of Henry Ford will be there to bless it all. Okay, let's get real. Welcome back to the woman who knows more about cars and things with wheels than Henry himself ever did, the car coach, Lauren Fix. That was pretty good, Lauren. You got to give me some credit for that. That was a nice way to get it.
If you saw the look on my face, you'd probably be like, what? I was thinking.
What's he doing? He's actually saying nice things about Fords. Let's go ahead and get that. There you go. Let's get started in Detroit, Michigan, because they're now calling themselves the Global Center of Mobility, or at least what they would like to call themselves. But this is fascinating. They're talking about everything being interconnected in Detroit. Come on, Lauren, this is going to take decades. This is not something we can turn over in a couple of years, is it?
Well, a lot of the technology is there. Actually, next week or in a few weeks, actually, I'll be out in Silicon Valley watching Ford's new technology because they do have a base there. However, Bill Ford, Mary Barra, Sergio Marcioni, which are all, Ford, GM, Chrysler, or FCA, have said, you know what? Let's have it here. Let's create a home base of autonomous cars and technology and test it here. Because this is where the home base is for all of our car manufacturing. Our technology is here, our experts are here, and they're hiring tons and tons of electrical engineers.
Well, if you think about it, it might not be a bad idea because let's be very honest here. Detroit has been very depressed in the last several years, maybe the last decade or more. It's a difficult infrastructure. It supposedly is coming back. So if you're going to create this, maybe Detroit's not a bad place to do it. And it's interesting to see how Ford wants to be at the forefront of it, and they're putting themselves out there and getting out in front.
Well, they have. They've been doing it for a while, actually, and so I have to give them a lot of credit. But GM has done a lot, and FCA has done a lot as well. So I think when you put this all together, you're looking at Michigan Auto, or MICH Auto, M-I-C-H Auto is what they're calling their little consortium of trying to get people to start doing their technology and their design work there. It's a lot cheaper than California, I promise you that.
It is a lot cheaper, and also you can do a lot more there. You can change the roads, you can change the roadways, you can put in a lot of things that you would need to for electronics, so it makes sense. I personally would like to see Detroit come back. At one time, it was a brilliant city, and hopefully that they will come back. Here's an interesting point about Hyundai. They're offering Google Android's auto system in the cars. Okay, so wait a minute now. We have some that use Google. We have some that use Apple. We're back at another one of those moments where you're going to have to make a choice, and they're going to fight each other.
Not necessarily. Believe it or not, Hyundai is offering both. Volvo is offering both. Many of them are. For example, supercar manufacturer, if you can afford a Koenigsegg or a Ferrari, they have CarPlay. Mercedes, Jeep, Ford, Jaguar, Honda, Hyundai, VW, Audi, and the Chevy Volt and the Volvo XC90 all will have CarPlay, but many of them will have both because it's a 50-50 mix pretty much between Apple and Android. You know what? Let's let the customers decide for themselves. We're all for both. Maybe your customers will want to use both. You never know who's driving the car.
That was going to be my next point. Are you going to get to a time when you will be able to have a car with both in it and not have to make a choice on one forever?
I think you're going to have to because people change phones all the time. Every 2 years is a new iPhone 6, 6 Plus, 7, 8, and then Android says, no, we've got a better phone. So people switch back and forth all the time, just like they switch carriers. So I think you're going to have to carry both. There really isn't a choice. It's like Beta and VHS. How about that for dating myself?
You just did, as a matter of fact. Thank God you didn't go to cassettes and 8-tracks, and we would have been in real trouble.
Ooh, yeah.
About a minute or so that we have left here, car sharing. By the end of the decade, the industry is expected to generate $6 billion. Now Ford, we talk about them again, they brought dynamic car sharing, an experiment to London. It just seems as if that no matter how much people may fight it, car sharing is here to stay. It will get bigger. It is inevitable.
Well, I think it's big in big cities like London. You might see it in, New York or D.C. I don't think I'd want a car share in Oklahoma City. It's really inconvenient when you really need a vehicle. So for big metropolitan cities like London and New York, it makes a lot of sense. Ford put together their Go Drive system for a reason. So you can drive their electrified Ford Focuses, and that's how you get people interested in their product. So I have to give them a lot of credit for trying not to fight the Zip car and Uber and everything else. We're going to create our own program. So let's see what happens, and I'll be watching.
About 30 seconds left. Did Ford make a mistake in selling off Jaguar and Land Rover?
It sounds like it, because I'll tell you what, Tata really put a lot of money into Jaguar and Land Rover, and the results have been some quite impressive cars. High safety ratings, low maintenance, great car, really great performance cars. So I think that may have been a mistake selling that off.
The company, by the way, Jaguar Land Rover, its 5th successive year of solid growth. Financial results are robust, continuous investment in its future, and that's okay. I still can't afford a Jaguar, but that's another story altogether. We'll get
They're nice vehicles, though.
See, there you go. I have no doubt that you probably have 3 in the garage right at home.
No, that I do not have, but thanks.
Yeah, okay. I want to remind everybody, go to laurenfix.com 24/7. Really everything you need to know about cars, and some great advice as well. Lauren, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you, Ed.
All right, take care. Coming up next, the biggest global scandal ever. And it's all over football. How the world is covering the FIFA investigation. Next.